Hello YouTube. This video is a little different than what I usually do. It is a video on how to scream, because a lot of people like to know and a lot of people like different views on it, so I am going to make mine. I have my list up here, so if I constantly look up here, I am sorry, but I wrote down everything I could think of to talk about to help. So starting off, how to scream is just how to make the sound. How do I make this sound come out of my throat, and how do I get that distortion, or whatever you want to call it, grit, whatever, that you need to make the scream. And I've browsed through a lot of YouTube videos, and the things that make sense to me are like barking like a dog, and you know, the deep sighing technique. That one helps a lot. That's the one I learned, so that's the one I'm going to show you. With the deep sighing technique, you sigh like you were mad at someone, like, but you put more into it. So it's like, you've got to take it in steps, so it's like, put more force behind it, and then you get more, and then you can go, and that's your scream. And with that sound, a lot of people talk about messing up your throat really bad, and that is not a problem unless you do it wrong. And you'll know when you're doing it wrong because it burns in your throat. And if it burns in your throat, stop immediately, and whoever taught you how to scream like that. So, yeah, you don't really have to worry about messing up your throat too much. The throat, feeling in your throat when you're screaming. It is a lot of vibration, a lot. And you know, there's people that have the fancy cameras they can shove down their throat and show, you know, like their vocal flaps, but I can't do that. So I'm just trying to explain it to the best of my ability. And it is just a lot of vibration. You feel like your entire throat's like going like that. And that's what it should feel like. It shouldn't feel like grinding, or it should feel very natural and, you know, just up and out. And the up part is next, the diaphragm. Every how to scream video you watch will talk about diaphragm usage, and because it is the most important thing in screaming. If you do not use your diaphragm, it will sound terrible. It will sound weak, it'll sound sloppy, and it just won't be good at all. So, your diaphragm, for those of you who do not know, I'm going to stand up and show you. Your diaphragm is not using your lungs to breathe, but it's using your tummy breathing techniques. That's why people call it tummy breathing, because it's, you know, breathing through your stomach instead of breathing through your lungs. A way to think about it is, if you are laying down and you're breathing and you're not really thinking about it, you're probably breathing with your diaphragm. Because when you lay down, you know, your body knows that it's harder to use your lungs, so your diaphragm. And if you take everything we've talked about into consideration, and then you take the diaphragm, you know, this is what it sounds like without the diaphragm. And then you put your diaphragm into it. There's a big difference. It's just a lot more powerful, and it's a lot more edgy, and it's a lot more cool. And, you know, it definitely helps. Next thing is posture. A lot of people don't talk about the posture that you have when you're screaming, but it it does help when you're first starting out. You know, once you learn how to scream and everything, it's, you know, fluent, and you can, it doesn't really matter what your posture is. I mean, it kind of does. But anyway, when you're first starting out, your posture, you want to put your shoulders back. Not so far back it's like crunching up your back, but, you know, so they're in line with your chest. And your head and neck, you want the crown of your head to be at its highest point, and your neck and chin should be at a 90-degree angle with your neck. Your chin should be a 90-degree angle with your neck. So this is what people usually sit like. You gotta put your shoulders back, straighten up your neck, and put it out. And it helps a lot because it's just a straight shot, more of that, instead of like trying to curve it out. It's just bop bop, you know. So instead of yo, it's yo. So range. I don't have a good range. I can do mids. I can do somewhat of a low, but I can't really do a high. Not like a crazy high, but I can get through a high if I need to. With your range, it's all in your face. So if you want to do a low, gotta make fishy face, like that. And a mid would be like kind of just what you think a scream would be. And the highs are open, wide mouth, like. So I'm gonna attempt to do a low. Don't judge me on how it sounds because it's not good. Actually, I'll start with my mid, and then I'll go low, and then I'll go high. So you got your mid, low. You got your low, and you got your high. Oh, that was bad. I'm gonna try that again. A little better. So, you know, it's all face. And when you're starting to scream, you will notice after you take all these steps, you know, you're not going to be able to do it for a really long time. And that is because you're probably not strong enough in your lungs and diaphragm because you don't have the right breath support that you should. And a way that the exercise that I do it all the time, and it helps so much. You know, I did it, you know, 5 times one night before I went to bed, the first time I learned how to scream. And I woke up the next morning and I could do it for so much longer. You don't even realize how important this is. But exercises and warm-ups are crucial. A warm-up that I do is I just go as low as I can with my normal voice and just hum for like 2 or 3 minutes, and I just, what it sounds like. That's it. So that's the warm-up. And the exercise that I do to be able to put more air into my lungs and diaphragm is you take in all the air you can, you know, just a really deep breath. And then you take little sips of air in, maybe 3 or 4 would do the trick. You hold it for 10 seconds, and then you let it all out. And when you cannot breathe any more air out, you hold it for 5 seconds. So what you do is, like, I'm going to give you an example of it. So, you... and then you can breathe normally. When you do that, you're probably going to get lightheaded. It is, you know, don't, like, let it out unless you feel like you're gonna like pass out, and that wouldn't be good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What to drink and what not to drink. Dairy products of any kind, stay away from. What not to drink. Cold water. Do not drink cold water. What you want to drink is room temperature to warm water, but not hot water. If you drink the cold water, it'll kind of like constrict your throat up, and it won't work as well. So, that's my spiel on that. So just a brief overview. How to make the sound, and then you take it with the diaphragm. You just tighten up, like you flexing your abs, and like that, and then make the sound. Your posture, and then your range. So that's pretty much it. So I hope that helped. I hope that was informative, and I hope you can do some crazy good vocals. So again, my name is A-Train Anderson. Like, subscribe, do all that cool stuff, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day.